These are the best highlights from the matchup between KT and DRX during the 2024 LCK Summer Split.
Utilizing the information that he's gathered as Yehu taking a lot of damage here from BDD on his Azir, and this is actually really smart. It's Pureshik going to find Sponge here, and it's his clever little pathing that's allowed this to happen. Finds the permafrost onto the Zyra, and without her plants, what's she going to do? Yehu also getting solo killed in the mid lane at the same time. The flash from Sponge, Yehu flashing in as well, but BDD gets out of there, and there's first blood for Pureshik. It's crazy all over the map, but KT coming out on top.
Be able to secure these, but man, the Ezreal losing all this farm in a tough matchup already with the way Kalista, he's now down 20 CS.
In the early game, and then find game-winning plays later on. I think Zeka even recently had a pretty forgettable laning phase and then won POG. So, look, there's time.
I feel like his career was built on it.
Yeah. And we still think he's a fantastic player. So yeah, there's an opportunity here as the grasping roots do come down. Boomerang's flying out though. Let's see what actually happens as Pleta doesn't find the Zenith Blade. Yehu looking for an opportunity onto BDD, who is still very, very tanky. They're just going for a bit of a 1v1, but he makes it back to his teammates. That Glacial Prison, I don't think was ever going to really hit onto anything because it landed in the bushes. That's okay.
It was the E predict from Pureshik, a little bit off.
He was going to E into the wall.
Yeah.
I like it. All right. Beryl just going to find an ulti onto Pleta for fun. That was pretty cool. All right. And KT just going to let that one go.
+1 World Atlas stack.
Indeed. There we go.
Not even sure if that actually did count as one. But you know, you miss every shot you don't take.
They got a couple of grubs.
Great cryo here. They weren't able to make that play onto Perfect happen. With the additional plating, after the changes to stop lane swaps, they're not even going to teleport Perfect back to lane. He's just going to walk because he's like, yeah, maybe you guys get a split plate here. Don't really care. Not too worried.
And that means that they won't have that tool. No fate's going to be sealed anytime soon, as Perfect still likely to get dove, as there is a teleport coming in. Pleta tanks up this turret for an extraordinarily long time. Is Perfect. He hits Meganar, but then he gets hit by a ram, and so he will be going down. The turret is also going to fall on the bottom side, so first turret blood in trade for the first kill for DRX. Yeah, Rascal also going to get the turret.
Had to use his teleport for that though, so pretty expensive here, and it is a trade of turrets as you mentioned, but I mean, look at what BDD is getting done here in mid. Doesn't even have Nashor's Tooth. He's just ripping this to shreds though, and with only 2 grubs, because he's got Beryl and Pureshik's help here, and down goes the turret. So it's 2 turrets for 1. DRX really don't get a whole lot.
It's a little bit. It's so much easier with Dagon because he naturally just sits in the hosting. He's actually just there all day.
He's permanently there.
Exactly the same spot. But we often just move around and we're in weird positions.
It's his day off. He just was told he didn't have to sit there on his day off as well.
Yeah, exactly. He did stay here.
1,500 gold advantages, now 3,000 with those turrets going down. Now Perfect, he does not have flash from that prior play, nor his Narbar, so it's a good timing to punish.
Yep, Sponge going to come on down. Does land one of them. Stranglethorns to come on through, but the hop is pretty strong. Almost gets out, but he's not able to. Perfect just going to get chopped up and destroyed. Rascal getting the same treatment here towards the top side, but it looks like he will be able to make it out. Fellow's Breath to help him there. As Beryl just throws some fire his way. Deft going for a bit of a 1v1, and Teddy wants nothing to do with it, understandably so.
Yeah, and this is going to be one more charge on the Herald as well.
Yeah. And it looked like, you know, like DRX went for the play, Perfect died, but there's still bounties up, right? It's still like a 4,000 gold lead. KT still in so much control of this game.
But I was just going to say, they took so much damage on the bottom side during the dive as well. They couldn't follow up on a full health turret to get, okay, we got this, you got a turret top side, but we get a turret. They lose a turret, they get an extra charges. Now they're going to try to punish BDD.
All right, let's see whether they can get it here as the Zenith Blade doesn't quite work. Zegan and Zagan finds the Emperor's Divide, and that's why he's the goat of the Azir. Oh my god, BDD.
He zigged when he should have zigged, and he zagged when he should have zagged. High value Chemtech Souls over the last few days where we've had the, support Ivern, the secondary support Ivern coming through. We've seen some Enchanter supports, the Karma coming back, but still going to be relatively useful for the Azir. That's going to do a lot of damage up in the face of people. He's going to go low, but he's going to do a lot of damage. He's going to get some extra resistance. He's got
there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
If they're a little bit sloppy with the setup, could be a problem.
All right, BDD finds the ulti here. Yehu going for that 1v1. He goes into melee range of Ione, and he's got backup. Top laner going to be coming in. Perfect comes down, and that is going to be that.
I mean, they are the one with the Ezreal poke, but, you know, DRX that is, but they can't even get Teddy in position to use any of that, and they kind of just watch the Drake go.
Yep. I think that DRX wanted this to happen.
Already used, so it will be some time before he can utilize that. I think that's part of why KT decided to back away. Didn't want to have a fight where he doesn't have that, as Barrel's in trouble.
Yeah, he's going to get grasped, and Fate's Call. And Deft is going to be able to save him. He just does not have a lot of health. Mystic shots. They're going to have to be careful as Rascal looks for a knock-up, gets it onto Pyoshik that he didn't even know was there, and now Sponge is just going to explode! Couldn't even press the Stranglethorns button, and he's just dead! Yahoo also going to get feared there by Beryl, carries his ultimate back as well, and the Azir is starting to pick up the kills. Deft also dancing forward, celebrating his 1000th game with a kill on his opposite number. And now Yahoo is just running for the hills. Pyoshik going to get stabbed a little bit, but I think that this one's pretty inevitable, especially with the known location that he has to go back to there. BDD doesn't even allow that to happen. And KT, they should be able to head towards this Baron, take this down, and start really doing some damage to the base.
It was starting to look like, okay, maybe with some of that poke from Teddy, there's an angle here until KT got decisive. Perfect teleport was immaculate, is able to just hard commit to the top part of the fight there after Pyoshik finds the perfect angle. Missed a lot of ults this game, but hits the one that matters onto Sponge.
As we did see the gold kind of flatline for a little while, but now it is really ballooning in KT's favor. Very close to a 10,000 gold lead. It will be after this inner turret does go down, as you can see right there. And DRX, not a whole lot of options here. 29 seconds on the Elder Drake as well. That one's going to be up extraordinarily soon. KT, we're going to try and break open this bottom inhibitor turret first. And that is just going to go down. BDD does so much damage to these structures, and Perfect being so annoying here in this mid lane. Teddy now trying to take matters into his own hands as there is True Shot Barrage to come out. Doesn't land on the Barrel though. As the Glacial Prison's picked up by Teddy, and BDD is going to collect him as well. Thrown over the wall. And into the backline they go. Yahoo does manage to get the kill onto the Azir, but Rascal's also going to go down. Deft doing so much damage here after that double kill. And KT, with a couple lying on the floor for DRX, they could either go towards the Elder, or they could look to really do some damage to this base.
It's basically a true choose-your-own-adventure ending here for KT, as it looks like Perfect is going to take out the Inhib turret, as well as deny any rotation over. Look at all the wards they have. Even if DRX did have an insta-respawn button for their whole team, they'd have to cross over so much vision into this comp for KT to get to the Elder in the first place. An extremely dominant game here. Remember, though, you could feel good about it, like I got him once, but I don't think they even get his GA, though. I don't think they get the cooldown. Well, they win the game right now.
I think it might just be end of the game, because there is, of course, like, Elder is very strong, and they're now pushing in. The Baron has dissipated, so the minions are killable. We'll see whether they can get on top of those. The Glacial Prison is going to connect. They layer it with Barrel's ulti as well, as BDD is going down very, very low. Flashes out of there though, and Pletter is going to get eaten by the dragon. Now Yahoo is also going to be in trouble. Perfect dives on top of him. He is going to go down for it though, and it's messy on the KT side. But now they're focusing on these turrets. They've still got Deft alive. BDD also there trying to get that health bar back up again. They are utilizing this Chemtech Soul, keeping their health bars as low as possible. And I think that it might just be enough here as Deft bouncing around the battlefield, wanting to take down this turret. And there goes Teddy. The dragon comes down. It's Beryl that locks up the kill. Remember, Deft still has his GA available. It's a double kill here for Beryl, who's just taking them all from Mr. 1000 Games. And there is the fear on top of Rascal. He's going to get eaten. Oh, this one is actually going to go to Deft. 407 on his Callista, looking absolutely fantastic in this game. We'll see whether they can do it again for game number 2, but right now this one's all about KT, and they will end it right here. Congratulations to Deft, gets a win, game 1000.
You could have just taken the Leona away instead of the Kai'Sa pick first, because they didn't ban it, and then you could have had better follow-up, instead going to delay check and then look for the sapling.
Yeah. Gives a little thumbs up here.
I knew you were there.
Yeah, exactly. I like how he sort of knew he was on camera as well.
He's like, well, now they die bottom. He's like, thumbs up, they're not here. Go for it, Beryl.
Perfect. All right, let's see whether this dive is actually going to work. As Zenith Blade connects onto Teddy, he cleanses, but a little bit late here as he flashes the Mystic Shot. Pleta also trying to get out of there. There are minions still here. KT can go for this again as DRX still managing to keep themselves somewhat alive, but there's first blood. It goes over to Deft, and he grabs a second as well. It's a 2-for-1, and KT off to a pretty good start. First Drake this game is going to be a Cloud Drake. I'm happy to see Cloud Drakes. Would like it if it was the Soul, but that's fine. Sponge going to get pushed out though. Beryl just moving on over. BDD at 50% health, but he's still going to be able to help out with the damage. Need some Honey Fruit here as well to make sure that he can keep himself healthy. And I don't think DRX are going to be able to stop this one. And so they are just going to back away. It's going to be Grubs that they're going to turn their attention to. And Perfect just teleported back towards his top lane. Doesn't have a whole lot of control up there, so it should mean that these Grubs are just going to very comfortably go over to DRX.
I mean, DRX, they want to try to make sure, and I do love the prio on this, that they can get at least 2 of them, because it's a Tristana on the other side, but it looks like they're just not able to even get that.
Able to buffer the crash down quite nicely there to avoid the Shield of Daybreak. And Sponge wanting to try and punish here. Perfect is just not having a great time, is he? As the screw is going to be thrown the wrong direction, and Perfect able to flash as the Permafrost comes in. I don't think it's going to save him. He did about as... Oh, actually, okay, Perfect. Finally, Rascal's going to be able to pick it up and doesn't die to the turret. Man, Perfect is getting so close.
Teleport, but I think KT really just want to force a fight here. They could have just gone top and taken the Grubs, but they want more.
Well, it's going to be a little bit of a collapse as Yahoo is dealing with minions at the moment. KT will be able to take down the Rift Scuttler, so they do have a bit of extra vision.
Rascal, no TP.
Yeah, True Shot Barrage is going to stop the back from Yahoo, so he's not going to be teleporting in with that full health anytime soon. As Pleta comes down, all right, Beryl goes aggressive. Glacial Prison connects onto the Leona, and the Dragon is going to be taken here by KT. Killer Instinct, though, and Beryl is going to be taken down. Deft is in trouble. Permafrost and all the plasma stacked up. He's trying to stand his ground, but he will be taken out. And Teddy is now on a killing spree.
Yep, that's how you turn this game around. KT a little bit greedy.
To safety, instead of just keeping himself in range so he could try to kite back. And that's fine. I like the Killer Instinct, you know?
In an ideal world, in the greed that KT was looking for, they win the fight and get the Dragon and then get their Grubs.
Beryl is just walking at Rascal, and Pyosik, he's making his way in. That is going to be the kill. Deft is just going to pick right back up from where he left off, grabs the double kill, and KT are going to look for some plates and possibly the turret here as we had 10 seconds left. First turret blood now trying to be taken here by Yahoo on this top side, and he'll get it. 725 going over to the Azir. Very nice. Yeah, Sponge clearing out the jungle as well, but they will be answered by KT here.
You know, it's still pretty good for DRX here when you consider the Azir picked up so much massive money off of that. The final plate there on the top side, so 5 plates do go over. Rascal has a lot of money in this game. It's again just how they're going to utilize it, as Herald has been started by DRX. Deft has Hexgate.
Yeah, looks like Pyosik not going to try and go for any sort of steal here, so the Herald going to be taken by DRX. So this is now starting to look a whole lot different. Yeah. Unless Deft is able to just kill Teddy here, lands the W really nicely. Really wants to hit another one. There's the Mystic Shot. True Shot Barrage, and the flash from Teddy has to be invested. Do something heroic. Does throw down the explosive charge on top of Teddy. And turret very close to going down. Isn't actually going to fall just yet. As all right, Perfect. He's in amongst it. Does just mitigate all of the CC though. Just does those Cassante things and is just going to be A-OK. Slowed down by the sapling though. As there's a flash in from Yoshi. He finds the Bramble Smash. The ulti's so good, and Perfect is able to get in there as well. Deft free hitting from the back as BDD on a wild goose chase. Yahoo with a decent ulti here as well, as Teddy's able to take down the Tristana. It cost him his entire health bar, and he's not going to be there to defend his young jungler, and it's Perfect that takes him down. Oh, the Void Seeker. Beryl is very close to just dead, and there are some very stressed KT fans here at LoL Park, and you can understand why. I mean, they're KT fans. It's just how it sort of goes. And that's going to be Soul Point.
It's a Hex Tech Dragon Barrel's going to hurt you. Maybe just go clear the ward. Right now, it's just feels like he's doing it for a little bit of fun. His Sponge is very low.
That's not fun. Sponge taking a lot of damage. Hits that Mystic Shot as well. The red buff is ticking down. Oh, God. 22 health. All right. instead, it's going to just start, you know, circulating around Runeterra as we talk about, just becoming the pollution of the skies alongside all of these enchanted crystal arrows.
Yeah. Well, BDD gets a turret. He just says, well, Def's going to punish a jungler. Like, that was a moment where I was thinking Sponge is trying to test Def's hubris. He's like, does he think he can kill me? Can we bait him? If I just stand in front of Def, maybe he goes too far. But no, Def's just really calculated, does a ton of damage, so wins the fight and allows Tristana to get a turret.
Yeah.
While also saving the mid turret.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I wouldn't test him anymore. I think he's passed, and you can just try to not get just straight up killed by all of these buttons being pressed.
Look at the damage.
20k damage. So he's on like a 1,000 DPM at 21 minutes, basically.
I mean, the irony is if this was a closer game where DRX were really team fighting and contesting a lot more, the number could be even higher, and it may still go. The solve, though.
Oh, it's a roughie. All right, there's the flash out from Beryl, respecting the permafrost that was stacked up. The rotational ability here of DRX. Is Yehu going to get tagged by that True Shot Barrage? Deft is, I mean, this is not a defensible turret, and so he is going to have to give that one up.
Side of the map.
They are not. They were considering heading towards a Baron. Does make a bit of sense. They have a fair bit of vision available as now Sponge with that explosive charge. Remember, Tristana can get junglers out of the pit as there's a Magnet Storm to come in. Nature's Grasp already down here as Pyoshik in amongst it, flashes out instantly. And BDD, oh, the Killer Instinct, and he takes down the jungler. It's massive here, but can they win the fight? That's going to be the question. The all-out is so good from Perfect. The Emperor's Divide not going to do anything, and BDD is just playing Mario. Pletter's going to go down as well, and yeah, they may have lost their smite, but it doesn't matter if there's no one alive on the enemy team.
Very interesting decision by DRX to try to then baby rush Baron with a 2-item spike of the Azir, and then is able to get that kill, but it puts him on the wrong side of this team fight. Perfect just cleans up house, and then BDD with the reset to everyone on DRX gets so low. Damn, yeah, reset.
They're going to get over here. Perfect down as well. Pyoshik in the area. Let's see what they can actually get done as Deft is over the wall. They look for the angle. True Shot Barrage connects. Teddy takes a lot of damage. Perfect is already dead. And Nature's Grasp now going to come out. Let's see whether they can actually do it against the flow of time. It is going to be the Dragon going over to DRX, but they're going to lose all of their health bars. Deft is continuing to never miss an ability. And that is everyone cleaned up. It's going to be another full house here. We've had so many of them this week.
We just have so many with the 80 carries doing so much massive damage that, you know, between 5 players to kill, one of them's going to get 3, the other one's going to get 2.
Yeah, it's sort of just the balance, right? That's how it's supposed to work. Well, BDD able to get a few of them, and Deft grabbing the rest. They'll also be able to take all these turrets.
And that's why I didn't think DRX was going to contest there, because it's going to cost them more. Early.
And also, I mean, we have to remember that this is DRX versus KT, but this is a Harlem Globetrotters performance. Yehu just going to get sniped by Deft, who's happy to tank the turret. Not necessarily sure whether that is the case, but he's got a Bloodthirster. He'll be fine. Rascal is just trying to trade for anything that they can get. Some bounty gold now going into their coffers, but KT, they're going to claim those coffers, I think, as they're just breaking into their house. That is going to be the Dragons Unleashed, thanks to Juhan's skin that Pyoshik is utilizing against the team that he got the skin for. Just beautiful.
Really going to make him tanky, and this is going to be an inhibitor following the second here for DRX. And Hextech Soul is spawning again here for KT. All they have to do is kite back and take it. They've got full control of these choke points, and Deft's level 16.
Well, Beryl is just going to try and stop Sponge from getting on over here. As there's the Solar Flare, the True Shot Barrage over the top as well. The Emperor's Divide doesn't do nearly enough to try and save them. And look at this, right from the backline, you've got Deft and BDD just chunking them down. Too late is Rascal to this fight as BDD sacrifices himself to make sure that he can grab that kill. That's the first Mystic Shot I've seen miss in quite some time, and Deft is going to make up for it in the end. And they're not going to get the Hextech Soul because instead they're just going to win the game. And KT will end the season, or the round robin, with just a little bit over a 50% win rate, making up for the pretty abysmal start to the season. A good look for KT as they look to start the second round robin.
Insane. Insane. dominant performance by KT Rolster, start to finish. This is the true 2-0, clean 2-0, nothing to see here.
Yeah, we're actually, there wasn't really a whole lot of much, unfortunately, for DRX. They're going to lose their Nexus here. And KT, business as usual as they wrap this one up.
These were some of the best highlights from the 2024 LCK Summer Split matchup between KT and DRX. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.